Simply defined, evolution is change over time. But more specifically, it's a change in the genetic makeup of a population over time. A common misconception is that individuals can evolve. While certain individuals may be selected to reproduce and pass on their genes, the actual individual does not evolve. The individual can only change the gene pool of the population's next generation by giving his or her genes to more individuals in the population. Genetic frequencies change over time because some individuals pass on more of their genes by reproducing more. But why do some organisms reproduce more? In order to reproduce, you need to survive. Individuals in a population possess a variety of different traits. Some traits are more beneficial than others in that they help the individuals survive better and therefore have a higher likelihood of reproducing and passing on traits. Or, more importantly, the alleles that are responsible for these traits.
The form feeding raw pussy like this.
We measure reproductive success in terms of fitness. Organisms are said to be more fit or have higher fitness if they have more offspring. Natural selection is just the selection of more beneficial adaptations to be passed on to successive populations. An adaptation is any feature that confers a survival or reproductive advantage on its bearer. In this example, purple coloration is an adaptation that serves to camouflage certain individuals and protect them from predation. Simply put, natural selection is differential reproductive success.
Hummingbirds compete for nectar. They often compete very fiercely for limited resources. Natural selection will favor individuals that are more efficient at getting nectar.
In an environment with long flowers, having a long bill is an advantageous trait. Not necessarily the absolute best trait always, just a better one in this environment. Hummingbirds with small bills may not survive, and eventually there will only be hummingbirds with long bills. Over a long period of time, the entire population of hummingbirds adapts to the shape and size of the flowers that exist in that environment.
Natural selection is not synonymous with evolution. It is merely a mechanism to explain evolution. Populations can also evolve through genetic drift, whereby sometimes a population's genetic makeup is not a product of selection, but rather random or chance events. Some traits do not confer any sort of advantage or disadvantage. They just get passed on randomly and sometimes stick around. A bottleneck effect occurs when a population is drastically reduced in size. Only the individuals who survive the constricting or bottlenecking event can pass on their genes. Therefore, by random chance, certain traits could increase or decrease in the population in the next generation. When a few individuals become isolated from a population and start their own population, a founder effect may result. In these cases, the gene pool will not likely be as varied as that of the parent population, and the frequencies of certain genes may change. In the 1700s, the island of Pingelap was founded by survivors of a shipwreck. One of these survivors was an individual with an inherited form of complete colorblindness. This individual apparently outsurvived and outreproduced his companions. And today on Pingelap, there's a relatively high instance of this form of colorblindness.